Magandang hapon po sa inyo. Salamat naman po nakapagpahinga kayo sa akin. No? I was absent for the past 2 Sundays, I think. So, sana naman. We have a very beautiful gospel reading for today. Don't you agree? Sana naman na napakinggan niya. No? Maganda siya kasi simula na yung election sa Pilipinas. No? And it's good, no, na babasahin natin, we will reflect on the gospel. Kasi talaga, no, we have to think that when we come to church, we try to reflect on actual life, on real life, you know. Sana naman po hindi tayo nagsisimba para lang kalimutan yung buhay natin, no. No, it should be, the life should be the Mass and the Mass should be life. Sana naman po hindi ganun na para bang may puritanist tayo na pag nagsisimba tayo, wala. No. Kasi nga, I have to remind you that every after Mass, you always think the priest sends you. Yung sinasabing, ite, misa est, the Mass is offered, go. You are being sent to the world. We are all being sent to the world. So yun lang po. Having said that, I would like to propose and suggest to you at least 3 or 4 themes for your reflection today. The first one is about humility and ambition. Pag-isipan niyo po yun, ano? There's such a thing as holy ambition. In itself, ambition is not bad. Kaya po yung mga bata po ninyo, yung mga anak ninyo naman, no? Try naman ask from time to time, no? Iho, iha, ano bang gusto mo sa paglaki mo? I think that should be classic, na? You know, mas magugustuhan ko pa yung bata na mayroon siyang, you know, sabi na Carl Sagan, no? When we were in kindergarten, we always wanted to dream big, na? Sana naman ganun yung mga bata, no? Especially dito sa Pilipinas, no? You know, we know, no, just this week, if you're following the news, no, na imagine si Elon Musk, no? He was able to land a rocket, no? Galing, no? It is a 23-story rocket, no? Sana napanood mo yun, no? We are living very interesting times, you know? Sana naman mayroon tayong ganun na, no? Because that's the wonder of engineering, no? If before they celebrated man landing on the moon, I think we should also celebrate, no? Yung mga taong nag-iisip, no, na because if you can land a rocket safely, you can reuse and reuse a rocket. Now there will be frequent flight to outer space. No? And it's something that should really, yung parang iisipin nyo, no? Parang, ano namang relevance yun, Father? Mathematics yun eh. Yung sinusukat mo yung pagpunta mo ng moon, makabalik ka, di ba? Pagpunta ka ng space, babalik ka. I mean, I have a nephew studying in UP in physics. No, I am proud of him because, you know, mabuti naman ang ganun, no? May nag-iisip ng ano. Talaga, no, it's difficult, but it's not impossible. That's the human intelligence is really creative and expansive, no? Sabi pa nga ng mga philosopher, the more we know that we don't know. Sana naman po we do not give up, no? On pursuing, you know, more knowledge. Yun po ang ibig sabihin ng yung sinasabi kong ambition, no? It's a healthy thing. Para siyang accelerator ng buhay. But at the same time, we also have to have this humility, no? Kasi sabi ni Jesus, learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart. Yung humility again, classically, tinuruan natin na galing from the word humus. You know, yung if you are grounded, that's the meaning. Yung para bang may inaapakan ka, no? You're ground. We come from humus, from the clay, you know? And how did God show us His humility? Well, sabi ni St. Paul, God emptied Himself, became man, like us. Kaya nga, lahat tayo, natutuwa tayo sa Christmas. Huwag niyong kalimutan, Christmas is about God becoming like us. It's Emmanuel, God within us. And He became poor like us. Huwag niyo po ang kalimutan, ang essence ng Christmas is precisely that. You know? See, Jesus, He taught His disciples, I don't want you to forget this, how we should live the church. During the Last Supper, He washed the feet of His disciples, telling them, if you call me Master, and you call yourself disciples, then you should do what I do. Diba? Hinugasan niya yung mga paa ng mga apostles niya. It's a very, a very concrete example of humility. Kaya, maganda rin yung babalansihin ang dalawa. May ambition, but at the same time, we remain humble. Ano po ang nagiging problema natin minsan? I believe, sabi nila, let's talk politics, sabi nila na power corrupts absolutely. Kung pag-iisipan nyo talaga, parang may katotohanan siya, but at the same time, it is actually the fear of losing power which corrupts absolutely. Diba? Yung para bang natatakot ka mawalan ng kapangyarihan, yan ang mag-uudyok sa iyo, makagawa ka ng kasamaan. Don't you think that is... Hello? Parang natulog na kayo. Sandali na lang. Diba? Losing power sometimes can motivate a person to do something that is not, becoming, or at least to say, good. Kasi pag talagang nagiging sakim na siya, it will really destroy, Kaya importante din yung But I would encourage, this has been the consistent teaching of the church. Lay people should engage in politics. Hindi po ako naniniwala, pag Katoliko ka, Kristiyano ka, pag mabait ka, hindi ka makikialam sa politics because politics is evil. That's wrong. I don't think so. We should be reading more. We should engage because it is part of our world, our life, Yung concept natin sa politics actually is diakonia. That's a key concept in Vatican II. Diakonia, hindi yun yung deacon bago magpari. Diakonia in Greek means service. Ito na po ang sinasabi ni Jesus. Diakonia means, I have come to serve, not to be served. Kaya nga, ang title ng Santo Papa po is Servus Servorum. Your Holiness is, Pope Francis, is called Servant of Servants. Servus Servorum. Kaya nga po, yung mga, kung titingnan nyo yung mga title dati, mga Eminence, Excellency, Your Honor, Monsignor, ang ibig sabihin yan is, oops, you are being reminded that when you live your life, when you do something, remember, Your Excellency, Your Honor. Kaya nga, yung mga politiko, I admire them, that they run for office because, it is an aspiration to be great, the honorable, And there's nothing wrong with it, really. It takes a sense of nobility, I would rather somebody run because he thinks he can help than somebody who complains and does nothing. And all he do is complain. I'd rather go with the messy thing, Mas gugustuhin ko yung taong, in spite of everything, he is there. He gets wet. Sabi na po, yung gustong mabasa sa ulan. Kaysa naman sa, nasa kwarto lang, comment lang ng comment, wala namang ambag. Ang sama nun, bantayan niyo yung mga anak natin, mga anak ninyo, Sana hindi. You only have a right to complain if you were part in the work. If you don't have any contribution in the work, might as well not complain. Yun lang po ang ibig kong sabihin. Public service is also public trust. We believe that. Kahit naman tayo, no? Again, pinaulit-ulit ko lang ito, no? Sana pag-isipan niyo ito kasi we are all workers. Ako nagtatrabaho ko sa opisina, kayo din nagtatrabaho kayo sa iba-ibang industry, no? Uulitin ko ang sinabi ko nung una, no? Na dapat pag-isipan niyo talaga, no? Ituro niyo sa bata ninyo nito, no? It is a greater compliment to be trusted than to be loved. Mahirap po talaga mas mahirap mapagkatiwalaan. Yung tiwala po ang importante talaga kasi ang Diyos pwede kang mahalin. Pero ibang kwento yung mapapagkatiwalaan ka ba? Hello? Kung may kandidato pong magsasabi sa inyo, yun ang tanongin niyo. Mapagkakatiwalaan po ba kayo? Di ba? Kasi once, sabi pa nga nila, mag-ingat sa sinasabi because words can be forgiven but not forgotten. Di ba? So ako, I would encourage lay people. Wag po sabi nila, yung religion daw has no place in public discourse or politics. Basahin niyo po sa St. John Henry Newman, one of the brightest theologians of the 19th century. Walang makakatalo sa kanya because I'm his fan. Sabi niya talaga that only would be true, that religion would be irrelevant to politics or the public sphere if God would not have a role in our life, in the governance of the world, and in human affairs. Hindi naman po nawawala ang Diyos pag eleksyon na. Bakit po? And if you try to think of John Rawls, justice is fairness, Even religion, the religious discourse should have a space in the public discourse. Yun nga ang ginawa ni St. Paul, We celebrated St. Luke and St. Paul. Si St. Luke, we celebrated his feast this week. What did he do? He brought the gospel to the Areopagus in the cultural melting pot of Athens. Kaya nga, hindi talaga natin pwedeng hayaan lang that the Christian principles and values should be kind of bracketed from politics and so. This is just an opinion, my humble opinion, Sana pag-isipan din ninyo, pag-isipan din ng mga beloved bishop natin. Parang hindi ko lang maintindihan pag lay minister ka, tatakbo ka ng kakonsihal, hindi ka na pwede mag-lay minister. Anong kasalanan ng pagtakbo ng konsihal at pagka-lay minister? Hindi naman yata yun. Bakit? Para talagang masama talaga ang politics or parang they cannot mix, di ba? Parang, I don't know how would you see it, pero pag-isipan din natin, Kasi marami talagang yung mga honorable, mababait, capable, competent na mga Christian na pwede naman talagang tumakbo. Ang masama lang kasi sasabihin ko sa inyo kasi yung parabang pinapatay natin ang spirit ng democracy, Kasi hayaan nyo na ako, papagpatawad nyo na ako, Kasi meron na tayong mga lugar ngayon na wala na talagang opposition. Di ba? Position na lang. Democracy is not the best form of government according to Aristotle. It is made for check and balances. Yun lang po ang meaning na you read it po. Ang sinasabi ko lang, di ba anomalous yan na politics should be an affair for all. It should involve all. Bakit po sa halalan parang wala nang tumatakbo kasi parang hindi ka pa nag-file, talo ka na. Kasi you don't have the power, you don't have the money, you don't have. Hindi po ganun sana, I think we are on the road to perdition kung hahayaan natin. Yeah, I believe so, Again, public service is a public trust. And I believe, Christian Catholics should be the most trustworthy persons you can find. Hindi naman sinasabi na it should be that way, but Of course, I can presume, no? Kasi nagsihan. But anyway, today, Jesus challenges us, no? With these words. And He did it. Di ba? Patas naman si Jesus, di ba? Kasi sinabi niya, I have come to serve, not to be served. And look at Him. He is on the cross. Why was He hung on the cross? For the ransom of many. Di ba? Yun ang sinasabi niya dyan eh. Sinabi niya, hindi kinuha yung buhay sa akin, kundi kusang loob kong binigay. Yun ang kagandahan dyan. You know? Kaya wag naman po nating lalaitin lahat ng mga politiko or ano. Come on, give them a fair break. No? A presumption of doubt, whatever is that. No? Kasi it's a good ambition to think of serving and helping. You know? I pray that in the Philippines, we have these ideals ba, no? Na sana po, no, maraming tao ang gustong mag-alay ng sarili para sa kabutihan ng nakararami. Yun lang naman po. Please stand.